Big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Yeah, wrist, man. Check the wrist, man. Got him hot. Hey, man, can't ball like this, man. Lord, past the pig skin when he stretch a disc. I'm talking a few 100,000 yards. You just on your...
Camara Drive-In. I'm Jonathan Coachman. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, 2017 Offensive Rookie of the Year, Alvin Kamara, fresh off a big performance a week ago, as it'll be the Carolina Panthers taking on the New Orleans Saints. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, it is always a celebration here in New Orleans, and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. The setting in this dome just serves to amplify the excitement of the folks in New Orleans as their Saints burst from the tunnel a moment ago. They're set, and we're set as well as the Saints get ready to do battle with the Carolina Panthers. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And last week they put together a 3-touchdown victory and were never challenged in that game. Let's see if they have a little bit of a letdown here.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Panthers, their head coach has got to believe it in themselves. They've won 7 of their last 9 games now. The final playoff push is upon us. It's week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Saints getting set to take over, and they will be led out by the all-time leading passer in NFL history in his 19th year now in the NFL, Drew Brees. This is Alvin Kamara, who made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 2 NFL seasons. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 27-yard line. Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Brees. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Brian Burns in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
The Saints spent a 3rd-round pick on Traquan Smith out of UCF in 2018, and what a thrilling season for him. He was the guy that caught the pass from Drew Brees that moved.
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
On fourth down, off goes Drew Brees, and on comes the Saints kicker, Will Lutz, for the field goal attempt. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. And this one is right down the middle. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
A first carry for Christian McCaffrey, who made his first Pro Bowl last year. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther first down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
In a word, I would say productive, finding the end zone 3 different times.
Is it possible that you're really underselling it? 3 touchdowns, just going to call him productive?
Right. What do you want?
This guy had a nose for the end zone.
He was good.
Had a snootful, didn't he? How about that? Big-time game.
Yeah, this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 40. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 right at the 40. Throwing, Bridgewater. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Cameron Jordan make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. He was looking to get that one to DJ Moore, and it's 3rd down. And here now the offense for Carolina.
And the play of this offensive line is going to be so important in this game because we saw the sack a minute or so ago. They've got to be able to give their guy time to throw. That means communication and being physical is vital. Otherwise, this could be a long game.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Well, this is a guy who is already among an elite group of kickers that have hit from 60-plus in an NFL game, but that's a tough ask to try and get him to produce another one here.
You're exactly right. It's an elite group for a reason, isn't it? No small feat for him to hit it from that distance. This one doesn't go through. I always marvel at those guys because it's the same approach every time, the same smoothness when they swing their leg. Doesn't look like they're putting anything extra even when they're kicking it for 60-plus.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara, and he's got this down to the 35. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Kamara. The former All-Pro Marcel Darius brings him down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. From the gun, it's Breeze. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 22-yard line.
Come on, one thing for sure. You know that Michael Thomas is going to be the target on a third down pass, and Drew Brees finds him and keeps this drive moving.
Ready? 5-8, 5-8. 54 Mike. Let's go, baby. They turn over. Get that ball. Get that ball. Ready, tackle.
Brees now on first down. And it's caught. The tight end Hill. And out of bounds right around the 20.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. To throw, it's Breeze. That's caught. It's Thomas. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Breeze on the hook up to Thomas for the New Orleans first. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
This is caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Watch 54, watch 54. Target. Watch 20.
They'll run it with Kamara. And they'll barrel this right into the end zone for a Saint touchdown. Alvin Kamara with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further.
We got a little bit of everything on that run. Offensive line creating some space, but how about the guy running behind his pads into the end zone?
What does that mean when a guy says running behind his pad?
Means that he's going to be a physical runner. That way he's able to use his shoulder pads, his forearms, anything to ward off people to power his way forward.
Will Lutz on for the point after. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. So that drive goes 8 plays, and the capper came from Alvin Kamara on the touchdown run. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This is fielded at the goal line. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position. The ball comes out, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it was a double shot of confidence. Confident the kicker could make it. And even if he missed, confident in their defense that they could hold him.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Four receivers now in the formation. 3 to the left, 1 to the right on 2nd and 7. Throwing is Bridgewater. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover one. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
Now this throw caught left side. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
DJ Moore went through some ups and downs his rookie season, but really came on strong late in the year. Finished with 55 catches, the most among Panthers not named Christian McCaffrey. And now with Devin Funchess gone to Indianapolis, he's going to be the true WR1 for the Panthers.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks for those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. Here we go with McCaffrey. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. They get 6 yards going for it on 4th, and now it's 1st and goal. Deep in the red zone, seemed like they had their mind made up that was 4-down territory, and now they've got it inside the 5.
I like the way you looked at that because you're thinking just like a play caller and a head coach who gave the play caller that authority. It was 4-down territory. They went for it, picked it up. They didn't get the touchdown, but what a...
And that's going to be intercepted. Malcolm Jenkins, the Pro Bowler, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at the 20. They begin on the ground with Kamara. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
They do not score.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. Shotgun now for Breeze. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
Jared Cook is a guy who's been around the NFL. He's been with the Titans, the Rams, the Packers. In the last 2 years in Oakland, now he makes a move to the Big Easy, where he pairs with Drew Brees and forms a nice little thread.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Breeze going to throw. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll make it 3rd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him. So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Well, here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 25 yards that time.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Bridgewater. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, there's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
To throw is Breeze. And that's complete to Sanders. As Sanders has it poked free. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Cameron Jordan has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. The tight end set to valve the intended receiver, and now it's 3rd down.
Check, 47.
From the gun, Bridgewater gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
First down, Bridgewater. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll throw again. Bridgewater into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. 2nd down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. To the air again with Bridgewater. And he finds a man. It's McCaffrey. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Bridgewater again. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. And again, it's Bridgewater. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that will be incomplete with the clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Here's Bridgewater. And he's got his target. That's more. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It's a Carolina first down on a gain of 16. Play action now. Bridgewater. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now. He was trying to go back to Moore there, but it'll be second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And that will be caught by Moore. He's got a Panthers touchdown. DJ Moore in the final seconds of the first half, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football. Full half to be played. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. We have hit half. We now proceed to the start of the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
There's DJ Moore as he and the rest of the offense head back out there. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen it?
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey with his 16th touchdown of the year, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Time here to remind you that coming up later tonight on Sunday Night Football, it's the Seahawks and the Eagles from Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. And then tomorrow night on Monday night, more Birds with the Ravens involved in that one. Sadly not taking on the Cardinals or Falcons, though. Instead, they'll match up with the Rams in L.A. They go play action here on first down. And Thomas has it. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Breeze now to throw. Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Breeze. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. A 10th carry for Kamara. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
And this punt sails over the sideline, and the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers about set to go on offense. So officially now a 1,000-yard campaign for him, but I don't think he's going to take his foot off the gas pedal.
Yeah, it's one of those thoughts, though, that creeps into your mind because there is a little mini celebration over on the sidelines. Everybody, hey, job well done, over 1,000 already. But guaranteed, as you noted, someone's jumped in that huddle and said, a lot more to be done, guys. Let's not, would you say, take your foot off the pedal? Let's not do that right now. But there is that possibility as people can get self-satisfied. The greats do not.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a gain of 34.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Give him 15 there, and the Panthers have a 1st down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. The end result, 21 yards. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, his 2nd touchdown of the game, 17th on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win 1st down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on 1st down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating 1st downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Pass complete here to Sanders. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Here's Kamara, try to run for it. And he's able to get it to the 33, good enough for a 1st down. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 12 yards there, good for a Saints 1st down. They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. Second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now Breeze on third down. And that is caught. What a catch inside the 5. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a 1st down.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Back to the ground. It's Kamara. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season, as his guys have cut the lead down to 2. No success on 1st down. He couldn't get any yardage. They give it to him again, and he finds the end zone.
Sometimes it just has to be persistence, doesn't it? And you know who else helps with that? Offensive line. After a team's been stuffed, the last thing they want to do is go to a different play call. They want to come back and do it again and show that they can dominate the line of scrimmage.
A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. He's up over 100 yards, and he'll be looking to get in the end zone again.
Has a tremendous nose for it, doesn't he? The ability to pile up yardage and find the end zone, that's the combination you want in your runner.
That's a combination any coach wants, and we'll see if he can find that end zone once more. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Back now here live in New Orleans. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. Back now here live in New Orleans. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. Here's McCaffrey, and he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. This is McCaffrey. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. 4th down now after a loss of 2. The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played their responsibilities, played their keys, and made a nice stop.
A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
A gain of 3, 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Throwing now is Breeze. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Traquan Smith, the intended receiver. 3rd down here. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a 1st down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And now running right through it. And he's got a first down and then some at midfield. The 30. And finally taken down at the 20-yard line. A big play there out of Kamara. 45 yards on the ground. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Breeze. And this is Cook with the grab. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Breeze looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And it's caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Jared Cook with touchdown number 7 on the year. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter.
A good tight end is a heck of a weapon for any quarterback, especially when you're able to create some mismatches. Sometimes they work against a linebacker, sometimes they work against a smaller defensive back. But when they find it, they go to it, and it often results in touchdowns.
This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
To throw is Bridgewater. He's going to look deep for more. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. McCaffrey pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater. Open man is Anderson. 20, 10, touchdown, Carolina. Robbie Anderson with touchdown number 8 on the year. As they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
And he's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see a back just don't have a grin on his face every time his number is called. Because he doesn't feel like there are going to be any lost yardage plays. Nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Breeze now on 1st down. And brought in by the tight end Cook. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Again, it's Kamara. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Yellow lady, yellow lady.
They'll throw out wide, complete to Sanders. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 2nd and 11 now. Breeze. That'll be complete to Cook. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 39.
Partner, you got to like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On the ground, Kamara. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. They'll run. This is Kamara. And a short gain down to about the 33. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This for the lead in the final stages. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
So now the Panthers down 31-28. At time, a huge factor. They need at minimum 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Bridgewater. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
They didn't get out of bounds, but that's okay. They need one more just like that to give themselves a chance.
It's a Carolina first down on a gain of 16. Back to throw. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. A costly sack. They'll have to use a timeout here. And barring a defensive penalty, they'll be looking at one final play. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. On now, Graham Gano. He's hit from 63 as recently as last year. This to potentially send us to overtime. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. And we have free football. Overtime, here we go. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 yards and a Panther first down. They go with the ground game, pick up the first, now in plus territory.
And that changes the whole mentality of a play caller, doesn't it? Once they cross the 50, they feel like they're in the strike zone. All right, you don't have to be in the red zone to take those big shots downfield.
And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 34-yard line. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control.
And this will be caught. It's a touchdown. And absolute stunned silence here as they have come in and stolen this one in overtime. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for the Panthers.